has just made a big announcement. Perhaps you might have seen it in the New York Times the past few days in an op-ed. I'll let you make the news.
Well, we announced that we are going to reduce our carbon footprint by 50% by 2020, and we're going to go totally carbon neutral by 2030. And the reason for doing that, if you take a look, we really believe, I know some of the panels have had different opinions today, but we really believe there's a lot of momentum, especially around carbon pricing around the world. If you take a look, obviously Europe has a system in place, and China just made some big announcements the other day. California has a pricing system, and then we have Reggie in the Northeast. So there's already a lot of activity. There's a big meeting coming up in Paris. We get asked quite a bit by our big customers around the world, you know, Siemens, you've always been a leader in the Dow Jones Sustainability Index. You've been a leader in the carbon disclosure. What is it that we can do as a big industrial company? What can we do to really reduce our carbon footprint pretty dramatically? And of course, we have a lot of technologies. We have an environmental technology portfolio that addresses a lot of the issues. And we said, hey, it's really time for us to show some leadership as a large industrial company and come forward and say, we're not just going to set an internal price on carbon. We're going to go and become carbon neutral in the very short term. So that's why we did it.
And what are the challenges? How do you do that with such a large company? How many employees do you have?
We have about 340,000 employees and something like over 300 large manufacturing facilities around the world. So it's going to take, we've already done quite a bit of planning. I think we've reduced our footprint by 20% since 2010. And this is now going to take a much more concerted effort. I think the really interesting thing for us, though, is we think we can do it and make it profitable. And that's the real message out there. We think the payback on this is going to be over the next few years, 5 years. We'll be able to get to halfway there by 2020, investing about $110 million. And that's going to save us another 20 to 30 million for the next 10 years after that. And then the next wave starts after that. So we think it's going to be very profitable for us.
So you'll pay for your investment in 5 years and then start making money, 20 million a year on your savings. That's pretty impressive.
Yeah.